Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Cowboys make flurry of roster moves immediately after 2025 NFL Draft. The initial reviews of the Dallas Cowboys 2025 draft class are overwhelmingly positive. They addressed a lot of needs but championed value instead of reaching. Their process was beautiful to watch unfold. First-round pick Tyler Booker has an extremely high floor, while second-round pick Donovan Ezeruaku and third-round pick Siobhan Revel were such good value they could end up being two of the biggest steals of the entire draft. Being that this weekend is an all-out sprint, though, Dallas must move quickly to sign the top players that didn't get drafted before they get scooped up. They moved so fast, in fact, that they've agreed to terms with 9 players. Everyone will point to the Cowboys signing 2 receivers, and understandably so. Kelly checked in at number 51 in Dane Brugler's WR rankings, according to The Beast. The former Red Raider is a nice player, but his lack of speed will be put to the test against NFL defenders. He caught 89 passes for 1,023 yards and 5 touchdowns in his final season. Holden, meanwhile, was Brugler's number 50 receiver. You can't make it up. A former 4-star recruit and Alabama commit, Holden is a big target with nice ball skills, but he could struggle creating separation against NFL defensive backs. That could be a big hurdle for him. Childress has the potential to be the gem of this group, which says a lot. He started 24 straight games for the Kentucky Wildcats after transferring from Texas State in 2023. He needs to be coached up, but he lined up at all 5 secondary positions in college and plays with speed and natural instincts. Another standout is tight end Tyler Neville. ESPN's Todd Archer reported the Cowboys gave Neville a $10,000 signing bonus, guaranteed $90,000 of his base salary. He is clearly a player they view can challenge this tight end group. The TE3 job behind Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker could be up for grabs. Cowboys leak major mystery clue on Pickens trade rumor. When the Pittsburgh Steelers sent a second-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks for receiver DK Metcalf, they ensured that, on paper, they'd have one of the most explosive receiving duos in the league. Unless they were to trade George Pickens. When the Dallas Cowboys said openly that they needed to add an explosive number 2 receiver alongside CeeDee Lamb and then did nothing in free agency or this NFL draft to fill that need, they ensured that the void would continue. Unless they were to trade for George Pickens. Metcalf will enter the Steelers' receiving core as its top target, usurping receiver George Pickens and his knack for generating highlights. There's a significant role for Pickens in this offense, albeit complicated by a redundant skill set joining the group, but in a contract year, Pickens' long-term standing is in limbo. Pittsburgh has yet to extend its homegrown star. With Metcalf off the building, that possibility may be dwindling. There's reason to believe Pickens might not be in Western Pennsylvania in 2026. The upcoming season felt more secure until Pickens took to Instagram. Steelers fans noticed that Pickens unfollowed the team on Instagram in the days before the NFL draft, as pointed out by Jordan Schultz. Needless to say, this isn't necessarily indicative of a major move. The best version of the Steelers likely has Pickens on it, and there are several unimportant reasons why the receiver may feel the need to unfollow them on social media. Yet, it still caught the attention of all, and it's another needless headline for a receiver who has found plenty of them. From unnecessary penalties to showing up late to the team's Christmas game, Pickens' maturity has been a point of consternation for the Pittsburgh faithful. Can a trade to Dallas fix all of that? Can Dallas fix Pickens? Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said this weekend that the train hasn't left the station in terms of adding receiver help. So, go for it with Keenan Allen? Hope Nelson Aguilar can actually play? Bite the bullet and reunion with the imperfect Amari Shrinkage Cooper? Call the Steelers again, as we're quite sure Dallas had been doing? ESPN is now reporting that leading up to the draft, the Cowboys had discussions with an AFC North team regarding a veteran wide receiver, but nothing came to fruition, according to multiple sources, though ESPN could be referencing another AFC North team. This logically follows what CowboysCountry.com has been reporting for weeks regarding a Pickens/Cowboys connection. Metcalf will be the best receiver Pickens has played with if he stays in Pittsburgh. But Lamb will be the best receiver Pickens has played with if he moves to Dallas. Desperate Cowboys urge toward major trade for elite receiver. We love thought exercises around here, and with the Dallas Cowboys not adding a genuine number 2 receiver for CeeDee Lamb via the NFL draft, now many are scrambling to think how the franchise can get a quality option behind 88. Free agency has been mentioned, but the likes of Keenan Allen and Tyler Boyd are the top of that list. Both are older and would cost a little to bring in, but is there another avenue to go down? Well, there is one, and it's a rather interesting one at that. On X, media personality and content creator Skywalker Steele had a really thought-provoking idea, and it involves Tampa Bay Buccaneers receiver Jalen Mcmillan. Steele's thought is the Cowboys could gauge Tampa's interest in dealing Mcmillan, and we hear you say why after just one season, but the Buccaneers just added Emeka Egbuka in the first round of the draft, and then Oregon's Tez Johnson. That means Baker Mayfield's weapons are overloaded with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Mcmillan, Cade Otton, and now Egbuka and Johnson. Granted, this is a pure thought exercise, and no one is saying this can or will happen, but it is an interesting option and one worth exploring. Given that Mcmillan was a third-round pick last season, the Cowboys would have some contractual control if they traded for him. He is a cheap and ascending player. Tick and tick. Plus, you can make the argument that he could be better than Dallas' other receiver options, too. Exactly what desperate Dallas would have to give up regarding draft capital is unknown. It would have to be something substantial, but given how its draft played out, the big hole is at WR2, and it isn't a position the franchise can penny pinch right now. Mcmillan finished with 461 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. The yards don't jump off the page, but those touchdowns do. In his last 5 regular season games, Jalen hauled in 7 touchdowns, and in the playoff loss to the Washington Commanders, he posted 2 receptions for 41 yards. Plus, Mcmillan ran a 4.47 at the scouting combine last year, plays mostly out of the slot, and can stretch the field. He was really starting to come into his own as a receiver in the back half of last season, and now that Egbuka and Johnson are in the mix, so too Godwin, who is back from injury. That's a lot of mouths to feed with one football. Yes, it's only an idea, but given Dallas' current lack of genuine options regarding upgrading its receiver room, Cowboys bosses Jerry and Stephen Jones admit to this. Mcmillan might be an interesting avenue to explore. Providing the Buccaneers are willing to listen to Dallas' call, that is. And you, fan? What do you think about Teteroa Mcmillan situation? Write to us in the comments.